This is my review of the HP Mini 110 netbook here. I'll pop up the specs for my particular configuration on the screen, and let's get right into the Pro. So first, the main feature that I like is the high definition 1366 by 768 display. Furthermore, it's a matte display, which is pretty rare on a netbook, and it's unlike any other matte display that I've used. There's no sign of any kind of anti-glare coating. It's super smooth, kind of much like a desktop LCD monitor that you have. So there's no loss in sharpness, and text is quite, colors and text are quite, still quite vivid. And speaking of the resolution, you may think it's hard on your eyes, but really you can solve that problem by zooming in on web pages and zooming out, and setting a larger font in the Windows control panel to set larger fonts for the whole operating system. However, it's not perfect. Some applications don't respect the font size, and when you're web browsing, you'll have to keep zooming in on every new web page that you visit. However, that is solvable by using a plugin. So really, it's not that much of a big deal, and having a high resolution display definitely outweighs having the cramped 1024 by 600 display. Really, personally, for me, I cannot go back to the 1024 by 600 display that you get on other netbooks, especially glossy ones that is. And next, it's easy to take the HP Mini 110 apart. HP provides a manual, which is really straightforward. However, there are a few areas where you might get caught up, and I've done a video on that which I'll link to, which really makes it very easy to take apart. And that gives you access to the hard drive, the half-size Wi-Fi card, and of course a free PCI slot that is usable. I've seen a few netbooks with free PCIe slots, but they weren't usable, like the Lenovo S10 II. However, here it's usable, and you can slot in a Broadcom HD decoder card, which costs about $25 on eBay. So you just slip that in and you get 1080p HD video on your netbook. And you can use any player now. So I'm just using MPC-HC here. So 1080p HD video, very nice. So very nice 1080p video. So that's a H.264 WMV, and you can view HD YouTube as well. So Flash 10.1. So very nice, and having 1080p on a netbook feels really nice. So that's that. Next, you have the large keyboard. Very nice. It doesn't feel cramped at all. Large keys all around. Takes up the full space on the chassis here. No wasted space. Just great. The keys, they're not super flat. They're kind of curved, so they grip your fingers as well. There's zero flex as well. Zero flex. Just zoom out. Zero flex. So excellent keyboard there. Tactile feedback is great as well. It's a really good keyboard there. Next, you have the well, with the 3-cell battery, you have the you have the slim profile. The battery does not jut out with 3-cell battery, so it's very light as well. Very light. So really, those are the things that I like about the HP 110. And if we go to the cons, when you're stressing out the CPU, perhaps playing a YouTube HD video or just doing something processor intensive, the fan noise will get a bit loud. But other than that, it's low noise. It's not super quiet. The fan is noticeable at all times, however it doesn't bother me, and it's not really a problem other than when you're stressing out the CPU. Next, the touchpad arrangement. If we have a look here, it's a very awkward touchpad here with buttons on the side. However, you do get used to it, and it's not really a problem for me anymore. There's no multi-touch on the touchpad. You've got scrolling on the sides. Again, you get used to that. There's a lot of wasted space here. There used to be a touchpad button here to turn this off. However, it's not there anymore, and they didn't bother increasing the vertical space here, which is a shame. Again, you get used to it. And the biggest issue I have with this netbook, and this is a major issue, and that is the battery situation. With the 3-cell battery, I'm getting around 2 hours of battery life web browsing, about 60% brightness, I think, 60-70% brightness, Wi-Fi on, so just over 2 hours with this 3-cell battery, and that's not good enough. It's at least it's flush with the bottom here, and if you get the 6-cell battery, it's just ugly. It sticks out like a tumor. The netbook is kind of like this, as it juts out like that. It's just a horrible design that they've gone with there. It's not unique to the HP Mini 110. It's on a lot of other netbooks, like Dell's netbooks and Lenovo's netbooks. Anyway, that is the major thing that turns me off the HP Mini 110, the 6-cell battery. So really, those are the pros and cons. If you want a detailed information on the pros and cons, check out my written review. I'll just take you through a brief look of the machine. On this side, we've got the air vent where you'll hear most of the noise. You've got one USB here. You've got the shared microphone and headphone port here. You've got the 0.3 megapixel webcam. On my configuration, at least. Speakers are located on the bottom part of the bezel here. I'm not sure I can show you, but it's kind of an unusual location for speakers. Speaker sound is decent, but nothing really to write about. On the right hand side, you've got 2 more USB ports here, VGA out, and the LAN here, and a card reader. There's no kind of dummy slot there. No buttons of any sort here. There's an activity light there. You've got a Wi-Fi switch here, and the power button here. And on the bottom, we have one single RAM slot here for up to 2 GB of RAM. Underneath here you have a SIM card slot. So really that's it. That's the HP Mini 110. Great netbook. Only let down by the battery situation. Otherwise it would have been a real keeper, for me at least. It's great for around the house though. So, Peter from Netbooked, thanks for watching.